This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Pensacola State Today. I'm your host, Sherri Hemminghaus Weeks. Thanks for spending some time with us today to learn about some of the great things going on at Pensacola State College. On this latest edition, we'll be sharing information about workforce programs offered at the college. And we're going to feature lots of information on how PSC is helping students, employers, and our overall community. So we extend a special welcome to our guest joining us now, Dr. Ed Meadows, the president. Good morning. Glad to have you with us. He's the president of Pensacola State College, and Dan Bussey, who is the Dean of Workforce Education and Vocational Support.
Yes.
So glad to have you both with us. Quite a workforce program situation going on at Pensacola State College. Tell us about it.
Pensacola State, as the other 27 colleges in our system, have two general categories of degrees. One is the Associate of Arts, which is university transfer, and the other are all of our different array of workforce certificates and associate and baccalaureate degree programs. And this ranges everything from an entire campus at Warrenton devoted to healthcare and nursing to programs on this campus, the Pensacola campus, that might be IT, computer science, cybersecurity, to hospitality management, culinary, and then the construction trades programs. So quite a diversity of programs that are offered, and Mr. Bussey is going to talk just a little bit more about some of the specifics.
Well, I'd love to hear about them. I imagine they're very popular.
They are. One of the things I want to make sure everybody understands is we pretty much have something for everyone. As Dr. Meadows indicated, we have programs that go across the board. We also have programs that are designed specifically to train individuals to go directly into the workforce. Those are considered our clock hour programs, where you are going to be working with an industry expert. For example, our electrical program has that faculty member has more than 25 years of experience in the electrical field. He's an electrical contractor. He knows the industry. The same applies for our cosmetology program. Most of the cosmetology faculty members have owned salons, been heavily involved in it. We also have college credit certificate programs that in essence strip away the general education requirements, and they solely focus on those technical skill classes, whether that's in IT, whether that's in culinary, and so forth. So we do have something for everyone here. Those workforce programs are designed specifically with what the industry needs. So the ability for our faculty members to interact with the local business community is key to what makes those programs successful. And so that information, that relationship is transferred to the students.
So they're finding out what's actually needed and then training in that way.
Absolutely. Each of our programs, whether it's an AS degree program, whether it's a clock hour or vocational program, each of those programs has a business advisory council. Those advisory councils help steer what we actually are delivering. So that interaction between the advisory council through our faculty members to our students makes the programs very, very successful.
I would imagine that they are successful. You're hearing a lot of success stories out of PSC.
Well, one of the hallmarks of Pensacola State is industry partnerships, and a lot of these programs have national certifications associated with them and stackable certifications where you can stack a certificate on top. And many of them lead to career ladder opportunities for, let's say you get a college level certificate in a specific program and you become a really great employee, and you have some managerial skills that need honing, and the employer wants to invest some additional financial, I guess you would call it, financial resources into this individual to up their skill level. not only in the technical areas, but sometimes in the management areas, and so they can come back to Pensacola State and get higher level certificates, and also even up to the baccalaureate degree in management.
That's exciting. So this, when you say something for everybody, you're talking not only everybody that's listening or watching, but literally at all levels.
We do have a very diverse set of offerings. If you're interested in culinary and hospitality, we have a program for that. And we have sub-programs under the College Credit Certificate for that. If you're interested in construction, we have a program for that. IT, we have a program for that. So we are looking at the needs of the community and develop and improve programs based on what the community needs. So yes, we have this partnership that provides individuals an opportunity to get the skills that they need to have a successful career. That's key, not only for the student, but for local businesses as well.
So this would be industry certification. We hear that tossed around
Yes,
quite a lot.
industry certification is a key component. It provides the business folks in the industry a third-party validation of what we are doing. In other words, if you complete a program in IT security and you have a set of credentials with you when you walk into an employment office at the local defense contractor or a cybersecurity contractor or a financial institution, they can be assured that you have the skill set that those credentials are saying that you have, because those certifications are not from the college, they are from outside entities. Those certifications mean a significant amount. Now flip that around a little bit, the certifications also can come back to the college. So if you show up with a certification from the National Manufacturer Skills Standard Council, and you bring that certification to us, we're going to give you 15 credits for our AS degree program. That articulation is crucial. It saves the student money, it saves them time, and again, it ensures that they have the skill set that businesses are looking for. Those certifications, those industry credentials are super important, not only for the student, but for the business who are looking to hire individuals with specific skills.
Sounds like a win-win, and particularly I'm thinking of the student that you were both talking about that maybe doesn't want to write sonnets, but really wants to work in carpentry, right?
Well, there are some carpentry students that would love to write sonnets,
That like both.
but most of them want to have the math skills and the equipment safety skills and the prior experience that they need for lab work within our laboratories to be able to go out and do a job that they would be hired to do. You know, we didn't talk about this, but SkillsUSA, we have an opportunity with SkillsUSA to actually put students into a competitive environment where they take those skills and they compete against their peers at the local and national, state and national level. And that's also something that many of our industry partners are looking for. They're looking for individuals that have stood out above the rest in terms of their skill levels, and so SkillsUSA gives them an opportunity to do that, and that is a student organization that is both at the secondary school level and the post-secondary school level.
That's wonderful. The more certificates you can get, the better, I think, right?
Absolutely.
So do you have advice for a non-traditional student that might be apprehensive about doing this?
Absolutely. Come and talk to us. Those students who are not really comfortable coming back to college, we're somewhat experts at it. Our average age for the AS degree student is just at 30 years old. Okay, those AS students, they're looking to get the skill sets to improve their economic opportunities. We are very good at that. We understand that non-traditional student, and we are able to provide those individuals support to get them through the programs. We want them to succeed.
So that's basically a free service that the college offers for somebody to be able to come and talk to you and say, can I get involved in this? Is that correct?
Well, not only can they talk to people under Dean Bussey, the faculty, for example, but we have a number of academic and student support services. We have 2 veterans programs for veterans that want to pursue a vocational certificate or an associate degree. And these programs help the veterans make the transition into higher education and to feel more comfortable in an academic environment. We also have the TRIO program. We have 5 different federal TRIO programs, and one of them is Student Support Services that assists students that are not prepared, do not know what comes next other than walking through the door and say, "Here I am." So we have programs that help students complete applications for federal financial aid, for scholarships. So we have a lot of support services for non-traditional students to make them feel at ease. And we've just initiated a call center so that students can reach out to us by telephone or social media to get to know us before they come on campus. So we have a lot of different ways in which to put non-traditional students at ease when they come to Pensacola State.
So often it's just a matter of crossing the threshold in everything we do in life, right?
Well, to steal a line from some of the local personal injury attorneys, just give us a call. One call will help. Give us a call.
Yeah.
Our faculty members in the AS programs and the vocational programs, they understand what it takes to be successful in the industry, and they understand that people often come with all kinds of issues. They may have children, they may have ailing parents to deal with. We understand those type of things, and we're able to provide some assistance for individuals who are struggling to make that transition. And one final thing, if you are a non-traditional student in some of our vocational programs, specifically looking for females to go into welding, to carpentry, those type of areas, we do have some money set aside to help with those costs. So if you're at all interested, give us a call. We would be delighted to provide you some additional information.
That's amazing. Well, we did speak a little bit about scholarships and some of the funds that you have available, but some people still might be a little apprehensive about what they imagine the costs of college to be. Address those people, if you would, please, Dr. Meadows.
Well, you know, you have a wide range of individuals, not just a non-traditional student or adult learner, but we have students coming to us from their technical schools as well that are the traditional age, and they may have been given some exposure in the technical centers to the technical skills, but they're not yet fully immersed in the process of coming to a college and pursuing their education. But again, I think Dean Bussey said it best. You know, give us a call and let us help you. We're here. We're an open access institution, which means that we try to help everyone that comes to us. And if you're not ready for a vocational program, we have a fantastic GED prep program, adult education program. We even have a collegiate high school on campus that serves students from age 16 to 80 or 90 if they choose to come and get a traditional high school diploma before they start Pensacola State. We also work with a lot of social service agencies to make sure that if a social service agency is working with an individual that needs a skill set to get employed, we can partner with them, and we do partner with them to help students make the transition to Pensacola State.
That is, I mean, everything you possibly need. Any final thoughts, Dean?
For those managers,
Dean Dan.
well, thank you. For those managers who are currently watching, or business owners, we do have an entire division that helps train current employees. Once again, I encourage you to give us a call. We can provide you full details with the service that we provide. We are a community asset. Absolutely a community asset.
No question, and that's why I wanted to wrap it up. So, and like you said, launch pad and help employers and the community.
That's right.
Great to have you with us, Dr. Meadows and Dean Dan Bussey.
It's been a pleasure.
We appreciate it. In our next segment, we'll be telling you more about workforce training at PSC. We'll even be talking and taking you inside an amazing tiny house at some point. We'll be back with more Pensacola State Today on WSRE TV, PBS for the Gulf Coast. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Pensacola State Today. With us now, PSC instructor Tony Graham, who is with the Engineering Technology programs. He's excited to share more information with us on workforce training. Tony has with him today two carpentry students, Ryan Martin and Matt Schrock. So hello to Tony, Ryan, and Matt. Glad that you could all be with us today. Lots of yeah, glad you're here. Tell us about the carpentry program at PSC. Lots going on.
Well, the carpentry program, I believe, has been around for about 10 years. I've been going, this will be my third year at teaching here. Mm-hmm. So carpentry, there's a big demand for people in the carpentry industry right now, mainly because a few years ago when the market kind of crashed, a lot of people got out of the industry, and now they're finding that there's a need for carpenters. So they're in huge demand right now. So, but really, where's the future of carpentry? What should we be teaching them? That's really what it boils down to. So what we're trying to do here is, what are the jobs of the future as a carpenter? So when you look at where the market is going in terms of, let's say, in housing, what does the next generation of housing look like? So we need to be teaching the skill sets that they can be the sort of the builders of the future, the carpenters of the future. So that's what a lot of our program is focused on. How do you teach people not just carpentry skills, how to use tools, but also how to actually build things. Carpenters make things. So because they make things, they're actually builders. So that's what we're trying to do, is teach them how to build. So what is when you say build? Well, building really has you want to have an end in mind. Like, what do you want something to be able to do at the end? Say, for example, like a house. So the idea is, do you want it to be healthy and comfortable and durable and energy efficient and green built? If you do, then you need to plan it that way, and then you need to build it so that it is, and then we test them at the end. So that's what, in terms of carpentry, we're trying to teach them skill sets and go right from the beginning, introduction to safety and use of tools, through foundations, through framing, through interior finish, through exterior finish, and every year we build things. We build, right now we're building a tiny house, as you probably know, and then we also build furniture, etc. So there's a lot of opportunity there.
We want to come back to the tiny house. So it's going well, is what you're telling me, and there are a lot of jobs available.
Yes.
Yes. And you're keeping up with all those trends.
Oh yes. Well, you know, my question has been for many years is, if you want to learn how to build high performance houses that are healthy and comfortable, durable and energy efficient, based on good sound building science, where do you go? There's very few places that you can go to learn this. So really, that's what I like the program to be about. You're going to learn how to be a carpenter. You're going to learn how to use tools, but you're not just going to. If you're going to use tools, you're actually going to make something. So how do you put something together where it actually works and very functional? So that's what I do. I teach people how you design and build houses.
And so we have some carpentry students here with us who probably this time tomorrow didn't know they were going to be doing this. And but we're so glad that you're here, though, because we'd like to hear your individual stories. Ryan, what got you into the carpentry program?
My family has always had rental properties, and I've just always had an interest in building my own house to rent out. It's a good way to retire early, hopefully anyway, but I just love building houses, and especially Mr. Graham. He's really got in my head this green building thing, and it's something new that it's a new trend or
concept.
Yeah, I guess you could say, but my granddad, they're old school, but this is the new generation of building. So
you're able to actually learn things then from your family, and then get some more specific schooling.
Yeah, this has helped tremendously. I mean, I've learned a lot, and I've only been here since August. So you talk about retiring early, but do you love building? I mean, do you think it's important to love what you're doing? I mean, obviously it's going to pay bills too, but right. Yeah, I do love it. To see something start from dirt on the ground and then go up to a finished house that a family can live in and have a roof over their head is pretty amazing.
Something you can provide to the community. Matt, what about you? What's your story?
With starting the program, I've always been kind of into building things, but not necessarily construction or homes or anything, but got into doing like woodworking, wood art, and with doing that with furniture, and that's what initially signed up for the program. But with Mr. Graham's passion, I guess, for green building, what Ryan kind of went over, being a part of the tiny house to like the steps and everything, opened my eyes to another like door, I would say, in the or woodworking or carpentry, like, or grounds where home building and then finish work, which I'm more intrigued into now than I initially got into doing, wanting to do furniture. And learning, like Ryan went over with Mr. Graham's passion with green or energy homes that are long lasting and cheaper and just better quality for the long run. It's a whole like revenue of our different road to go down, which I've been happy to be part of the program to see.
To see that. And, you know, I would imagine then that that even gives you kind of even more of a sense of purpose because you are really going to be working toward the future. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about some of those different jobs that are available and some of the different students like Matt and Ryan that this program would and does appeal to.
Well, the type of jobs that are out there for graduates now would be, you can go into the residential housing market, you can go into the small commercial buildings, small buildings, schools, churches, etc. They even get larger into commercial buildings. There's a bridge that's going to be coming to town that they're going to be looking to hire. First on the list, carpenters. A huge demand for carpenters.
Wow.
So many graduates of my program, not so much here, but before I came to the college here, many could go into whatever direction you want to go into. Some will go on to become maybe foremen or superintendents at job sites. They may become tradespeople. They may start their own business and become general contractors. So there's a lot of opportunities. Some will go on and maybe even get a 4-year degree, construction management, become construction managers, superintendents of housing development. So, but it all starts with fundamentals. What do you need to know about, and I keep saying designing and building because everything's a choice. What kind of wood are you going to use? What kind of screws are you going to use? What are you going to seal it with? So it's a matter of understanding what the end result is. So it's not just a matter of coming and building a dog house or something like that. It's really about thinking about what it is that you want this structure to be able to do when you're finished with it. So that's what the carpentry program that I try to focus on is teaching people to build things that they want and also to make money, to make a good living. If you get skilled at something, if you get very good at something, then you can make a decent living. Because that's the other thing that, you know, why would you go into a trade that you can't make a decent living? So there's a growing demand for carpenters right now. So, but what kind of carpenters?
Right.
Okay, and that's really what I'm trying to get a focus. I'm trying to create a program that if you want to learn how to be a carpenter and you want to learn how to build sort of this next generation of houses, whether it's a tiny house or whether it's just a house or even small commercial that's energy efficient and healthy and durable, affordable to purchase or affordable to operate. That's the kinds of things that people are looking for in the future.
Well, and speaking of the future, it is here because I'm seeing all over social media, people are buying tiny houses. I imagine you're getting lots of calls about that, have friends interested, right? We're going to be out in the field getting some footage of the tiny house at PSC. Tell us about it, and can you learn the skills there to be applicable to other types of building?
They're slightly different than building a house from the ground up because you don't have the foundation, which is like the concrete work, which is or the flat work, so to speak. But once you get the trailer, which is now the foundation, and you build it from that foundation up, then the skill sets are very similar. Maybe a little bit more detailed. A lot of the things that we're doing, these students are doing, is like fine woodworking skills. We're putting on the metal roof, all the siding, framing the house up. We're building the cabinets for this, where often people would just purchase the cabinets. A lot of the trim we're making ourselves out of raw wood and cutting it down. So pretty fine skills in doing this. Now, some people that want to build a tiny house, you could simplify it and make it, you know, easier to build, but I follow the same principles in terms of the house that we're building. This house, if you take and put it on a foundation, it's on wheels right now, but if you put it on a foundation, it will last probably, 100+ years.
Wow.
All right, it's just like a normal house, so it's pretty functional.
Yeah.
So,
And they're mobile, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you guys ever live in a tiny house?
I would.
Yeah?
Just trying to get your other half to agree.
Yeah, but you could move anywhere, right? You would know you built it. Do you feel better knowing that you're going to have special certification when you go out into the world than if you just learned it on your own?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So,
It's nice to come in here to have a place to learn, like what Mr. Graham went over, the safeties down to the tools, the proper way of building something the correct way, then going out with some knowledge, but to have knowledge to go out and to be more successful, much more important than just walking up to a job site trying to get a job and not knowing anything and not really getting the time to like be explained or taught.
absolutely. We've got about 2 minutes. Want to make sure we let people that are viewing know as much as we can about the carpentry program. Obviously, we've talked about trends and energy efficiency. I'm particularly interested in green building. I wish every builder would do that. Thoughts?
well, it's certainly the way of the future. Look, green building, to boil it down simply, is just good conscientious building. It's about knowing where your materials come from, how you're using them, and putting them together in such a way that they're durable and they last a long time, and that you're building a structure that is easy to maintain and has a low energy cost. The one thing I'd like to say about the tiny house movement is that one of the reasons it's kind of popular is in the past, people were purchase houses, but when they want to move, it was hard for them to sell and to move. And people are a little bit, some people are still reluctant to purchase a house. So they like that idea of mobility, and they like the idea of something that's smaller, easier to maintain, less expensive to operate. So more and more people are interested in tiny houses on wheels.
Yeah, and so anybody that's watching, if they want more information, they can give the school a call, give
yes,
you a call,
definitely.
and they
Yes.
can go online and find out more
Yes.
about the carpentry program. Best of luck to you guys.
Thank you very
and love
much.
to see some of the things that you build, and love to follow up with you down the road on a future edition.
Okay.
Great.
Well, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being on. You've been watching Pensacola State Today. Special thanks to our wonderful guests, Dr. Ed Meadows earlier, Dean Dan Bussey, and PSC instructor Tony Graham, as well as the guys here, Ryan and Matt. Next time, be sure to join us for more about all the great things going on at Pensacola State College. And in our next edition, we'll feature student success stories at PSC. We're on WSRE TV, PBS for the Gulf Coast. I'm Sherri Hemminghaus Weeks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Take care.